Donald Trump has sparked fears of an open conflict with Iran after the outgoing president asked White House officials for options to strike Iran's nuclear sites, it has been reported. According to the New York Times, Mr. Trump asked his advisors last week to explore other ways to target Iran's nuclear facilities. However, the same report claims top White House officials managed to dissuade Mr. Trump, explaining that such actions could cause current tensions to boil over. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Vice President Mike Pence were among the advisors who opposed Mr. Trump's suggestion. The new outlet wrote, a range of senior advisors dissuaded the president from moving ahead with a military strike. It added, any strike, whether by missile or cyber, would almost certainly be focused on Natanz, where the International Atomic Energy Agency reported on Wednesday that Iran's uranium stockpile was now 12 times larger than permitted under the nuclear accord that Mr. Trump abandoned in 2018. The agency also noted that Iran had not allowed it access to another suspected site where there was evidence of past nuclear activity. The alarming report comes just a week after Mr. Pompeo launched an attack on Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, accusing him of stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from your people. He lashed out after Mr. Khamenei said the U.S. election showed the ugly face of liberal democracy. Mr. Pompeo tweeted, Khamenei, you've personally stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from your people. Your elections are a joke, with hundreds of candidates disqualified from even running. Today, your people starve because you spend billions on proxy wars to protect your kleptocracy. Mr. Khamenei had also issued a scathing attack on the Trump administration, claiming there is a definite political, civil, and moral decline of the U.S. regime. The top official countered his remarks by claiming the U.S. is the greatest nation. He wrote in a tweet, America is and shall remain the greatest nation in all of human history. We welcome the day when the Iranian people get their wish. And you know what that is. That is all. Tensions between the two countries had been escalating for some time, with an exchange between Mr. Pompeo and Mr. Khamenei unleashing on the day of the U.S. election. The war of words saw Mr. Pompeo brand Iran as a pariah state that still holds innocent U.S. citizens today. He tweeted, 41 years ago, the Iranian regime took 52 U.S. diplomats hostage for 444 days. We remember their sacrifice. The regime still holds innocent U.S. citizens today. The Iranian regime must stop this grotesque hostage campaign and immediately release Morad Tarbaz and the Namazis. Mr. Khamenei replied to the claims hours later, suggesting the U.S. election was a spectacle. He tweeted, what a spectacle. One says this is the most fraudulent election in U.S. history. Who says that? The president who is currently in office. His rival says Trump intends to rig the election. This is how U.S. elections and U.S. democracy are.